What if I told you there's a blood test that acts like a time machine? One that can show you a 3-month story of your body's relationship with sugar. Not just a quick peek, but the whole movie. Today, we're going to unpack that exact test. It's called HbA1c, and it's basically your body's built-in sugar memory. And no, I'm not talking about the donut you had for breakfast this morning, or even the pizza from last weekend. We're talking about a story that's been written in your bloodstream over the last 3 months. Getting your hands on that kind of information, it could totally change how you think about your health, your diet, everything. And this isn't science fiction. It's a real tool you can use. Think about it like this. A regular finger prick test, that's just a snapshot. It tells you your blood sugar in one single fleeting moment. But the HbA1c test, that's the full-length movie. It shows you the ups, the downs, the whole story over the last 3 months, revealing the real pattern underneath it all. So how in the world does this sugar memory actually work, right? How can our blood just hold on to information for that long? Well, the secret is actually written right into the biology of our red blood cells. Okay, so the fancy technical name is hemoglobin A1c. It's this protein inside your red blood cells. And as sugar floats around in your blood, it literally sticks to this protein. The more sugar there is, the more of it gets stuck. So over time, it creates this amazing long-term record. Honestly, the easiest way to think of it is just as your body's sugar report card. Now, to really get how this works, let's use a super simple analogy. I want you to think of your red blood cells as millions of tiny little sugar sponges. This one idea is the key to understanding how your body keeps such a perfect record. Okay, so just picture it. These little red blood cell sponges are floating through your bloodstream, and as the sugar from your food travels with them, it just naturally sticks, kind of like honey sticking to a spoon. But here's the kicker. Once that sugar is on there, it's stuck for good, for the entire 120-day life of that cell. So when you get an HbA1c test, all it's doing is measuring how sugary or saturated those little sponges have gotten over the last 3 months. It's that simple. And this is exactly why you can't cheat on this test. You could eat nothing but salad for a week leading up to your appointment, but it won't matter. Those little sponges don't lie. They're holding on to the memory of the last 3 months, giving you and your doctor the true, unfiltered picture of what's been going on. All right, so you've taken the test, and you get a number back, a percentage. But what in the world does that number actually tell you? What's good? What's not so good? Let's decode that score. The results are actually pretty straightforward. If your score is below 5.7%, you're in the normal range. Great news. Now, that zone between 5.7 and 6.4%, that's the critical warning zone. It's called prediabetes, and it's your body's way of saying, hey, pay attention. Anything 6.5% or higher is how diabetes is diagnosed. Now, to help put that percentage into perspective, an HbA1c of 7% means your average blood sugar has been hanging out around 154 every single day for the past 3 months. See how it connects that long-term movie to the daily snapshots? It's a really powerful link. And just think about how much impact a small change can have. I mean, get this. Research shows that lowering your HbA1c by just 1 single percentage point can slash your risk of major complications. We're talking eyes, kidneys, nerves, by up to 40%. That's a massive return on investment for your health. So when you boil it all down, why does this one test matter so much? Because let's be honest, our daily health data can be noisy and confusing. This test cuts right through all that. It lets you and your doctor see the real, true pattern happening beneath the surface. Here's the hard truth. High blood sugar is often silent. People can live with it for 5, sometimes even 7 years before they notice a single symptom. And all that time, damage can be quietly happening in the background. That's where the HbA1c test becomes an absolutely critical early warning system. Let me give you a perfect example. Let's talk about Sarah. She checks her morning blood sugar every day, and that snapshot always looks fine, right around 95, totally normal. But her HbA1c, the movie, comes back at 6.8%, which is squarely in the diabetes range. The test revealed that her sugar was spiking like crazy after her meals, something those daily snapshots were completely missing. It's a classic case of how a snapshot can fool you. So when you put it all together, the benefits are just so clear. You don't have to fast for it. One simple blood draw tells this incredibly rich story. It can help predict your future risk, and maybe most important of all, it catches high sugar long before you'd ever feel the symptoms. It's a beautifully simple and powerful tool. Look, at the end of the day, your body is keeping score every single day. The HbA1c test is just how we get to read that scorecard. So really, the only question is, are you ready to see what it says? This isn't about being scared or waiting for problems. It's about being proactive. And a conversation with your doctor about this one simple test could be one of the most important things you do for your health all year.